said, we want to take a moment this morning to kind of show y'all a little bit about our chicken buildings and how they're designed and what we use them for. First thing I want you to notice is we have a room here. We actually have 5 rooms on our chicken building here. I'll show you kind of a little bit about how they work. This room here, this is our feed room. We keep our feed in here. We have the 55-gallon drum here. We have some 5-gallon buckets for special feeds for like the biddies and stuff like that. We keep our oyster shells. And out of this room, there's the mature chicken pen is on the other side where we raise eggs at. We have our feeder in here, so we actually don't even have to go into that room. We just take our feed and pour it in a pipe straight from the bucket here without having to even go into that pen. And you'll notice around over here, let me see if I can get out of the way. I have a automatic watering system that I have built. We're still in the process of finishing it. What it is a 5-gallon bucket that I mounted a toilet control system out of the back of a bowl on a toilet in the house. I mounted it in the bottom of this bucket so that when it fills up with water, it automatically turns it off. We have the water coming in from the bottom side here of that bucket. And from that bucket, it goes out in PEX pipe and goes to each one of our chicken pens out there where we have these nipples at that they get their water from, so that we don't have to come out and give water on a daily basis. This thing automatically waters the chickens for us. It fills up as they drink the water down and takes a little bit of the stress and pressure off us having to do things. Next, I want to move over. This is where we bring our biddies. When our biddies hatch out, we bring them into this room here. We have this round cardboard box system that we set up in here to put our biddies in. You don't want anything square because biddies are very susceptible to piling up in corners and they'll smother one another. So we do the round pen. We took a piece of big cardboard, made us a round pen, and we have a heat lamp that we put in here. Now, this heat lamp is one that I built myself simply because we couldn't get one here without having to order it. What this is this is an old part off of a ceiling fan right here housing. I took this ceiling fan housing and I mounted a can light, a 6-inch can light, like goes up in the light goes up in the ceiling in your homes, these 6-inch can lights. I took that can light I had left over off of a job and I cut it out where it will actually screw to the top of this ceiling fan housing cover. Simply because the ceramic fixture, these lights are 200 watt lights. A regular this 200 watt light is too hot for the regular light systems that they sell here. They're only rated for 100 watts or 150 watts, and this one gets to be 200, 250 watt. What I did, this ceramic piece in this is rated for 600, so I didn't have anything to worry about as far as temperature was concerned. Now these that you're looking at right here, these are handles off of 5-gallon buckets. I drilled holes in the sides of the ceiling fan housing, and I stuck these 5-gallon bucket handles in here, and I fastened them at the bottom. That kind of keeps it so if this thing was to fall or something like that, it's not going to hit the light, or anything's not going to get close enough to it to set it on fire because this thing gets so hot. And what we've done is we take these, we have these, 2 of these. We have one for our baby pigs and we have one for the chickens, or 2 for the chickens, whichever, depends on how cold it gets. And we take this thing and turn it on in the wintertime when those baby chicks is in there. The chain, the length of the chain allows us to adjust it up and down based on the baby chicks. You can tell with them whenever they start huddling up or they start getting away from it. You can kind of tell about how the temperature is for them. So the chain allows us to adjust it. All right, once the baby chicks have gotten up into the feather stage, we'll let them out in this building here to roam for a while. But once they get to the next stage, we open this door. This allows them to go into the next part of our building, which we're going to walk around and show you in just a second. Okay, here we are. We're coming around to the other side of our building that we showed you coming through the door into. This is where we put our young chicks once they feather out and start getting probably 5 weeks old. We let them get into here. And we have this tarpaulin here that we can pick up during the cold weather, and we can let this thing down. Like at night when it's going to be extremely cold, or during the day when it's going to be really cold, we can keep a lot of the cold temperature off the baby chicks. And here we come into the pen. We have a light switch system here that we can operate a light with. And once in here, they have their own feed trough where we can put feed in from over there out of the feed room, dump it, and it comes into here. They got the water nippling system here. They learn to drink from a water nippler at a very young age. Then we come out of this room once they reach a certain age to get to where they start to lay eggs. We bring them into here. This is where we bring our 1-year-old chickens into this room right here. We have them 4 nest boxes up in here with some roosting poles and a light. The lights is on timers during the winter time so that they get at least 12 hours of daylight to keep their egg production up. We want to just show you that we have, this is our 1-year-old pen. Now they have a pen outside here that they can go out into. The chickens that you see in the pen now are our 1-year-olds. And once these reach a year old and begin to go into the 2-year-old, we move them to the next pen on the other side, which we'll show you in just a second. Okay, here we are back on, this is our 2-year-old pen here. This is where we have what we call our finishing chickens, because after 2 years, most of the time, we'll go ahead and butcher these chickens because we like to keep 1- and 2-year-old chickens. We don't like to keep a 3-year-old chicken for laying eggs because they don't really lay a lot of eggs and not really that productive. And you'll notice on this chicken pen on this side, I have a small door made in the side of it here. When we get ready to throw greens and stuff in there to these chickens, this is how we do it. It saves us from having to go in with the chickens. We can just stand out here and throw them in. We don't have to worry about them running out around our feet and stepping in chicken crap and all that kind of stuff. And plus, when we go to clean our chicken pen out, we can leave the door shut. We can just open this door up all the way. We can pull our trailers up right here to the side and we can shovel stuff out through the door into the trailer. Kind of makes it very convenient for us. And then if you'll notice inside the pen here, we have our feeder which comes in from the feed room like we were showing you yonder so that the chickens are able to eat their feed. We have the watering system right here for these chickens. We don't have to worry about watering them on a daily basis. They get clean fresh water all the time. These have nest boxes up in here from the nest in. And for convenience sake, we're able to come on the outside of the building here when it comes time to gather eggs. We don't have to go in the building. We just reach up here. As you'll notice now, there's already 2 hens on the nest in here. We just reach from the outside, gather the eggs. It makes it easy if the grandkids are here or something. They don't have to go in the chicken pen to gather eggs. I hope this journey in our chicken, the way we raise our chickens, has been kind of helpful for y'all. Maybe it's giving you some ideas about how you could design your chicken building. If you like what you're seeing, we just hope that you'll like us, subscribe to us, and most of all, share our videos with others. Thank you from Deep South Homestead.